Thank you, Scott, for that really inspirational talk about multiple platforms. Hopefully you found that educational. So we're going to move straight on to our next presentation, which is all about our customer, a Fanatical AWS customer. So Sesame Street, like we talked about, they have a really compelling mission. They help kids grow smarter, stronger, and kinder. And you'll see here, like I said, it's not Big Bird, but we do have a great gentleman here who's going to talk about how they're actually doing this in the cloud and how they've transformed into the cloud. And the challenge that they're trying to solve is they have a goal to digitize their properties globally and internationally. And for them, they're doing that using Rackspace's Fanatical Support for AWS offer. So please join me in welcoming Shadrach, Kisten, but actually before that, we have a quick video on Sesame Street. So let's just play that real quick.
If you don't know your ABCs, listen and sing along when you can.
Now, I got 7 here.
Yes.
And you've got 6 over there.
Right.
Let's see.
One of the things we wanted was to give poor children the same break that middle-class children were getting in terms of arriving in school with some preparation.
Count with me all together. Ready?
1. In 1969, Sesame Street was built around the idea that early education could create a path to a better future.
Hey, listen, do you know what this is?
Study after study shows that the earlier a child begins learning, the better he or she does down the road.
We've taken our proven model across the globe, where local partners help us meet the specific needs of children. Our engaging characters reach kids wherever they are, with basic education, critical health lessons, and tools for tough situations.
It's okay to feel whatever way you feel.
Really?
Really.
These characters are so powerful, and that gives us an opportunity to make a huge difference for children around the world.
We're giving all children access to the life-changing benefits of education, especially the most vulnerable. In parts of the world where girls in particular are left behind, our inspiring female characters help children, girls as well as boys, broaden their sense of women's potential.
I want to be a doctor too!
It's one thing for them to know they can be anything, but it's another thing to give them what they need to get there.
Where children's health is threatened by illness and disease, our characters are furry friends who can teach them life-saving behaviors.
Elmo, you have to make sure water is clean before you drink it.
When children are healthy, they can stay in school and continue to thrive. Muppets and media have proven to be a powerful combination in helping children overcome any number of adversities.
Some people just don't have enough money to buy all the food their family needs.
There's a lot of people out there like that because my parents are divorced.
We're tackling difficult issues like divorce, the incarceration of a loved one, and creating better understanding around the challenges of autism.
How come Garrett does not want to talk to me?
He uses a special iPad to have him talk.
Trusted characters give kids the tools they need to handle whatever comes their way.
I think you're amazing. I think you're amazing.
Our lessons can have a life-changing impact and open the door to a better future. Helping children everywhere grow smarter, stronger, and kinder.
All right, please join me in welcoming Shadrach, Kisten of Sesame Street. Awesome. Good luck.
Thank you, Prashad, for this opportunity to go over what Rackspace value is to us as our founder has beautifully stated, our mission of making kids smarter, stronger, and kinder. By raise of hand, can you guys tell me if you have kids that are currently watching Sesame Street? Raise your hand. Or some of you, you can put your hand down. I'm not asking to age yourself now. So Sesame Street started in 1969, right? So how many of you here actually grew up watching Sesame Street? Raise your hand. Quite a lot. So it's a goal of our founder, Joan Coney, and it's a goal of past management team and current management team, ultimately to use the power of television and different platform, not just domestic, but international, again, with the ultimate goal of giving kids at a very early age to get the material so that ultimately Sesame Street goal of mission and of educating kids, not just locally, but internationally, to countries like India, China, Brazil, Afghanistan, and such forth. So here is some important facts about our impact for the past 47 years. Millions of kids being affected throughout 150 countries, 156 million reaches on a monthly basis, and produced locally, not just in the United States, but in different parts of the world, multiple continents. The multiple platforms. I'm pretty sure most of you know now that it's not just about television, it's about a different platform. It's about television moving to the cloud services or moving outside the bounds of television. It's on streaming video, it's on apps, it's on the iOS platform, it's on the Windows platform, it's on the Android platform, it's on connected devices, it's on Roku, it's on Amazon Fire, and such forth. And again, it's not domestic, but international. Our goal is to move Sesame on its mission of educating kids to multiple locations throughout the world. Very impactful platform for us, YouTube. 1 million views just in 2015. As I said before, not just the smartphones and the smart devices of iOS and Android and Windows, but connected devices like Roku, Amazon Fire, and such forth. And a very important aspect of Sesame Street is the social element, helping vulnerable kids, as our founder had said originally way back in 1969. It's about educating kids, not just in the US, but across the world, every part of the world, multiple countries, different continents, and it's the ability to give kids the access to early education, so important in the lives of kids who necessarily don't have the opportunity. Teaching them about critical health lessons, and give them the tools so they have the opportunity that they necessarily don't have without the power of television. Digital media gives that access because it's not just television. It's the ability to take content, whether it's online and offline, and giving them the opportunity that they necessarily don't have. So how does Rackspace help us with this? How does Rackspace with their Fanatical Support, how does Rackspace with their AWS Fanatical Support help us get there? It's a very important question. And to us, we need to get there. I'm pretty sure if you guys follow the TV industry, 10 years ago, it's mostly about television. It's not just television right now. It's on, as I said before, it's on multiple platforms. It's on your iOS, it's on your Android, it's on Windows Mobile, it's on connected devices. The term that's being used right now in the industry is OTT. And that's changing the landscape. So Sesame need to change, need to adapt. We need to change. We need to move from television to cloud services. And for us to do that, we need to establish a roadmap. Not a very quick roadmap, but a very gradual roadmap, right? It's all about change. It's about change from point A to point B. So we start that journey. And when did we start that journey? That's our roadmap. It started in 2010, and so I'll walk you through from 2010 to 2016. So 2010, what is cloud? Our furry friends asking the question, what the heck is cloud? Nobody knows what cloud is. So pre-2010, Sesame had basically two data centers. One is your physical data center for your production systems, your email, your file services, your general ledger system. Typically, IT guys call this boring system, but it is so essential. It's not boring. Operation needs to happen. And then we have a data center. We had a data center that's off-site. And it was mostly for one of our primary platform other than television. And it was SesameStreet.org. So the decision was made to take that data center, move it off-site, but somewhat connected to our internal system. Again, no automation, no integration, no connection between the two, very isolated. What happened in 2011? Our friends are asking, I think we're going to the cloud. Even Oscar the Grouch was not happy about us not being in the cloud. So we have to make him happy, right? So how we make this guy happy? Again, if you follow traditional IT, this concept of cloud is very difficult to grasp. I'm sure a lot of us in IT or in technology are asking these very questions, right? How do we move from physical to cloud? So for us, because we are non-for-profit, we have to make sure that we are very mindful that when we make changes, it doesn't affect our production. It doesn't affect the creation of our episode to be distributed to PBS and such forth. So we took a very gradual path. So we introduced two hypervisors, VMware and Zen Server. And again, we target our production system with VMware. And then we decided, big fan of open source, again, because we are non-for-profit. We need to be mindful of our costs. We need to operate lean. And that is important for us. So we choose open source Zen Server for digital media. At the same time, we need to stabilize our infrastructure. We want to make sure that we have the ability to have redundancy, high availability. We need to make sure our core infrastructure in terms of the network of distribution, core access layer, the DMZ is stabilized. We have IDS, IPS, and such forth. It's our phased approach of preparing the internal infrastructure so that we can connect eventually to cloud infrastructure, because it is so important that we have to be mindful that the internal infrastructure still exists. And the reason why is because very often there is this assumption that if we go to the cloud services, we don't have to worry about internal infrastructure. Not true. It is important that your internal infrastructure is very robust. So that was a 3-year plan. And then come 2014, why move to the cloud? To me, this was the tipping point for us. And these are the tipping points for Sesame Workshop. Again, because of the expansion of content, not just for television, but across multiple devices, multiple platforms, multiple connected devices, we need to expand. But again, as I said before, cost is so important to us. And so after a very extensive RFP process, yes, we do go through RFP process, we decided that we're going to choose Rackspace as our cloud provider. And with Rackspace as a platform, Sesame staff don't need to worry about routing protocol of OSPF or EIGRP or BGP. Don't have to worry about security. Don't have to worry about racking and stacking. Don't have to worry about how do I architect this type of hosting? How do I take care about security? Let Rackspace Fanatical Support take care of that. The goal was to get our staff, very lean staff, to focus on building product. And that is so key to us. It gives us the ability to shift our mind and thinking about what our founders had mentioned earlier. How do we build digital product? How do we help producers create digital products to achieve that goal of giving kids the opportunity to ultimately be smarter, stronger, kinder? Rackspace gives us that ability. And again, to leverage support. So we do see Rackspace as an extension of our staff. And again, to build connected system. Why is it important to build connected system? It is important to us. And the reason why it's important to us is as we create content, multiple episodes, we want to make sure the derivative of those contents or those episodes we should have the ability to distribute to a different platform. Not just locally, domestically. Localize it, produce it in different language, different formats. So it has to be connected to our internal system, what we call our video asset management system. Cloud services give us that ability because now the staff can focus. It's a mind shift, right? Build connected system. So 2014, you're there, finally in the cloud. Yippee, they're very happy. This is a topology that Rackspace helped us to create. And I love the idea of hybrid cloud. Why hybrid cloud is so important to us, right? It gives us this segmentation, again, because we still want the ability, the agility, and the flexibility of creating a segmentation in the private cloud. Analytics is so important for us. Metadata is so important to us. So we need to have a segmentation so we can put our own devices, like Google Search appliance, have the ability to create our own database infrastructure. And with Rack Connect, we were able to do that very successfully. Yes, we are open source. We are in WordPress. We are in Drupal. Again, a shift of our engineers. Our build process, our QA process, our deploy process was all over the place. Because we are now on cloud services, our engineers, our DevOps engineers, our front-end engineers, our QA lead was able to focus on building automation. It's a big win for us. So now why do we need to move from Rackspace cloud services to AWS Fanatical Support? So for 3 years, we understand the value of Rackspace Fanatical Support. It gives us the flexibility, it gives us the ability, and it gives us a so important part of every IT leader, a peace of mind. At the end of the day, whether it's 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or even 11 p.m. or 12 p.m., that when you actually go to bed, somebody's watching it for us, right? And that was Rackspace Fanatical Support. And because we are convinced that they actually did a great job, we decide, look, we need to make a shift. We need to move to AWS platform. Why we moved to the AWS platform? Because I said before, our social impact mission is so important to us. To countries like India, Bangladesh, Colombia, Mexico, Afghanistan, Brazil. So we want to make sure that our digital media properties reach every kid in every part of this world. And streaming media is so important as these kids are learning, whether it's online or offline. We want to measure engagement. We want to make sure that as they're watching these powerful videos, as they're moving it forward, fast-forwarding it, as they're pausing it, as they're rewinding it, we have the ability to look at their engagement to see what are they learning from? How often are they learning? How many minutes are they spending watching these videos? When are they pausing it? What's influencing them? What's influencing them? Is it Big Bird? Is it Cookie Monster? Is it Elmo? Is it Oscar the Grouch, my favorite? Just kidding. So that's important to us. So we need to grow international. So we decide to move to AWS because of their reach throughout the world, not just the US, but different regions of the world. So AWS gave us this platform, but we still need to be convinced on who's going to support our AWS initiative. And it was very easy. After we saw the offering from Rackspace, AWS Fanatical Support, we decided, okay, what the heck, let's try it. And we choose one of our most important platforms, SesameTree.org. So it was a very aggressive project. We decided to change our CMS. We decided to change our online video platform. We decided to integrate now with our internal system, our asset management system. We decided that, look, we need to measure. We need to look at what kids are watching. And we need this ability to create connected system from a show being created, a show being edited, a show being curated, metadata being tagged, and the ability to distribute to anywhere, any place, at any device. And it was a 3-month project. Talk about being nervous. But in the end, we were convinced that AWS Fanatical Support will get us there, and they did. And that's the reason why we decided to move our primary platform, phase 1, SesameTree.org, to AWS. Went very well. And also, as a result of that, we were able to expand, we were able to stay agile, sustain costs. There is that correlation. As you grow exponentially, so does the cost. But we were able to maintain the cost because of the elasticity, right? You can scale down, you can scale down, you can scale horizontally, you can scale vertically, and adapt to our business change. follow the industry when it comes to the media space. It changes pretty much every month, if you ask me. And maintain lean operation. On our digital media side, we just have single staff. We have one DevOps. Shout out to them. We have Sam, we have Kyle in the front-end development, we have Ani in QA, and we have Mike on project management, very lean. And we have Cinnamon on the analytics side. And these guys are so at peace because we know now that we have an extension of our staff, and the extension of our staff is that relationship with Rackspace Fanatical Support. So these are some of our early wins as we move to AWS. With Rackspace Fanatical Support, we were able to build 3 VPC, move our main platform, sesamestreet.org, and engineers are now, in my estimation, good, bad, or indifferent. They are no longer system engineers or network engineers or storage engineers. They don't need to worry about EIGRP or OSPF or BGP or IDS or firewall. They don't need to worry about racking and stacking, worry about LUN, worry about memory, worry about IOPS. It's important that they focus on as platform engineers. They need to understand cloud. It's happening. It is real. Again, this talks about our integration of metadata from our production system to our asset management system for curation, for editing, for distribution, and ultimately to our website. This is the topology that was architected by our team and Rackspace Fanatical Support. It's very complex, multiple connected system, as I said before, our online video platform, our CDN, integration with S3, integration with RDS, and such forth. Some closing thoughts. Very important closing thoughts. And I had to think about it, so bear with me. Know your business objective. For us, you need to be passionate about who you work for and their business objective. It is so important. Going to the cloud is not because we want, as technologists, need to go to the cloud. Need to connect your business objectives to your technology objectives. And for me and my team, it is important as we collectively think about how do we as individuals or as a team work with management to ultimately fulfill that mission of helping kids get smarter, stronger, and kinder throughout the world. Be decisive. Don't think about cloud. It is real. It is happening. It is so true. I mean, you look at Azure, you look at AWS. They are key element of why businesses are now latching onto cloud services. I have a mind shift, as I said before, this concept of network engineering, systems engineering, DevOps. To me, DevOps is platform engineering. Is the ability to shift your thinking from traditional IT to what's happening with the cloud services. Internal still matter. Be mindful. It's important that you keep your infrastructure internal very robust, very reliable, and importantly, redundant. Build a relationship. So often, we are very hesitant to think about external vendors, about cloud providers. It is so key that we remember that the investment these companies put into building out cloud services, billions of dollars, and for us to leverage that, we need to build relationship. Build relationship with your account manager. Build relationship with your engineers, with your architect. Because at the end of the day, if you do have an issue, and trust me, issues do pop up, you need to pick up the phone and call. But it says, sometimes we have this mindset if everything is going well, 24/7, no outage, forget about the rackers. Don't worry about them. Don't speak to them. It's very important that you check in with your cloud engineers very often, not necessarily every day, but maybe once every week or once every 2 weeks. It's important. I thank you for this opportunity. So as we continue our journey to use cloud services, AWS Fanatical Support, and Rackspace Fanatical Support to grow our mission with digital properties to make kids smarter, stronger, kinder. My wish is that as you continue in your cloud endeavor, you're successful. Thank you very much.
Good job. Awesome. Thank you, Shad.